Hello! Welcome once again to the excited turret of pleasure here in the Enchanted Kingdom of Hermione. I'm the Lord Chamberlain of the Enchanted Kingdom. I'm Zip Gun. We have the volcanic lamp of excitement is going hard here. We're going to do something we haven't done much. We've never done this before. We're going to show you the immediate results of a feeding frenzy in the thrift store. And so I got a bag of stuff here that isn't half an hour old, I swear. So I haven't listened to any of these. There'll be a video down the road reviewing some of the stuff I've promised to review. But today it's strictly, this is what happens when I go into a thrift store, and it's got to be a thrift store. That is to say, things have to be cheap. This thrift store is in my very near town of Souk, BC. It's the only real thrift store in town. Certainly it's the only one with any music in it. And these people have a very enlightened attitude towards thrift store. Get it in and get it out and make some money. Don't worry about whether it's collectible or any of that stupid crap, unless it's really, really obviously something valuable. But records and CDs, just put them out for a quarter. Come on. So that's what they do, and they are resolute to this, and I am a faithful customer. And today I went there, and I go in there, and a lot of the time, there's nothing. A lot of the time, there's stuff like weird Asian pop music. And I'll take it, for a quarter, I'll buy that stuff. And I'll listen to it, and sometimes, a lot of the time it's really terrible. Sometimes it's fascinatingly bad in a good way. And once in a blue moon, it's great. Today I went in expecting nothing, and I lost my mind. And I'm not even going to... This is not in any order. This is like literally as I went... It's always a good sign when you go to the thrift store and there's CDs in the CD place, and then on the floor there's a box of CDs. That means somebody came along and there were too many CDs, and they had them in a box, and they went, screw it. They just threw them on the floor. That's never a bad sign. So I'm just going to go, reach into the bag. What do we got here? Let's see. Number 1, Jerry Mulligan meets Ben Webster. For a quarter. Come on. Okay. What do we need to know about this CD? Well, first of all, it's Jerry Mulligan. One of the great baritonists of forever, of all time. The CD is in pretty much perfect shape. Maybe could use a scrub. I don't think those are pits. Those are probably just... The other side has sort of some residue on it. This CD looks like it got cold and wet because the staples have rusted. Now, you can tell this is a very old CD because there's just a tiny remnant of it there. You can't really see it. Here you can see it. They would tape these shut with these little foil strips back in the very early days of CDs. I don't know why. And particularly Polydor stuff made in either Germany. This is made in the States. This is noteworthy in that it's the original record on Verve, but there are 5 bonus tracks. In other words, it's like a double album. And it's noteworthy that the 6 original tracks, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 Mulligan writing credits. And there's only a half writing credit for Ben Webster, whereas on the 5 extra tracks, there happens to be 3 Ben Websters. So that's interesting. Anyway, I'll bet this is really good. It's probably not going to be unbelievably weird, but a good jazz CD. Okay, number 2, 25 cents. Rameau Pieces de Clavier by Alan Cuxton, done in North Yorkshire, 1990. Rameau is great. I'm a sucker for this stuff. For a quarter, I might even already have it. Okay, now this is going to be... There's a couple of these here. So, I don't know, maybe I'll wait till I accumulate them all. Michael Pretorius in Dulci Giubio on Conifer. Pretorius, I like him a lot. The Terpshore stuff, terrific. Conifer's a great label, 25 cents. What's this? Bach as Teacher on Hansler. again, now bearing in mind, some of this is classical. There's a lot of you going to go, ugh. But you know what? I like everything. And so this looks like a good record. Keyboards works from the, I put my glasses away again. I shouldn't do this. Keyboard works from the Kothan period. What does this mean? I don't know. Lute harpsichord, it says here. Clavichord, really. Robert Hill harpsichord. It's got a name of somebody in Shirley. I do hope these people are still with us, because this is not the kind of thing you would throw away. Lute, harpsichord, and clavichord, it says here. I didn't even really look at this. I just went, sure, 25 cents. Bach, it's sold. Okay, then we got Bobby Womack. Now, I just found a Bobby Womack on United Artists that has the unbelievable I Feel a Groove, which is just about the most infectious dance song I've ever heard. I'll bet it's not on here because this appears to be, and again, I didn't get a chance to even really look at these, but this is Legacy Rhythm and Soul Series, Bobby Womack, At Home in Muscle Shoals. I'm going to guess this is from the 60s. It's in great shape. It's 25 cents, but I'm not going to buy this. What do you think? Gee whiz. Next up we have, okay, this is, okay. This could be horrible, or it could be okay. Produced by Wayne Henderson for Great Walrus Limited. And Ronnie Laws. Now, Ronnie Laws, If All Day Rhythm. I didn't even nearly look at this. Now, here's a bad sign. A lot of these songs are written by more than one person. That never bodes well in a jazz program. There's not a whole lot of... Okay. Ronnie Laws, lead vocals, soprano sax, tenor sax, alto sax, sopranino sax, and flute. Additional vocals appears to be a lot of women. Synthesizer programming. This, we'll see. We will see. Didn't he play briefly with Miles? I don't remember. But anyway, here we have a sealed Gustav Leonhardt. 6 English suites playing the harpsichord. It appears to be a 1994 recording, so it's not the old Gustav Leonhardt stuff. It's not even been opened. $24.95 it sold for back in the day. In what currency I know not, but I'm going to guess dollars. Then, okay, here we go. Now this is Fleetwood Mac's first record on Blue Horizon. I've never owned this, and it's in pretty good shape. 25 cents, you say? Okay, I know I'm going to love this because I like old Fleetwood Mac intensely. What else? What, another fistful of these. Ellington at Newport. I don't think I have this. If I do, I'm giving it to some kid. But this is basically his comeback record of the 50s. It's playable. It's not bad. But this is with, what's his name? Guns. I can't pronounce his name properly. I'll look it up. Why don't I? Because it's in here. Gonsalves. I can't pronounce that guy's name. Paul Gonsalves. It was a big moment for him. The Newport Festival. And this Duke had sort of languished a bit in the background. Didn't really, and this kind of brought him back out again. It was good for him. What do we have here? Exene Cervenka and the Original Sinners. Now, Exene is nuts. She's a MAGA lunatic, blah, blah, blah. Nitro Records. Who is on this? Exene has been in my kitchen partying with me before many years ago. And in fact, a friend of mine who was challenged in tact mentioned how nice her breasts looked to him, and unfortunately he did this with John Doe standing right beside her, which went over poorly. What do we got here? I've never heard of any of these guys. I'll give this a try. If I don't like it, I'm going to sell it. X are great. I love old X. I love their first 4 or 5 records. Loved everything with Billy Zoom. I wasn't convinced Exene was a genius, but she and John Doe were a completely organic team, writing very good songs for a movement that lacked very good songs. Now here's where we get into, I don't know, Charnette Moffat. Now Charnette Moffat is the son of Charles Moffat, who was the drummer for Ornette Coleman at the Golden Circle sessions with, what's his name, David Issenson. Charnette has grown up to be a fabulous young bass player, and he's played on some really cool records. I do believe he plays on Sanisha Rock's Ask the Ages, if I remember right. I don't know, this looks interesting. Kenny Kirkland produced it. He's not bad. He's a little bit slick, but it's still going to be jazz. Michael Becker's on it. I don't know who else is on it. Charnette Moffat and Minu Chinello, former percussionist of Weather Report. That'll be good. Kenny Drew Jr. synthesizers. Didn't I just see Kenny Drew somewhere? Kenny Kirkland. There's a lot of synthesizers. That's not a good sign. Blue Note. I don't know. This one might suffer from what I call modern Blue Note-itis, which is to say a lot of the newer Blue Notes aren't actually that good. They're kind of crap. Milt Jackson and J.J. Johnson and the Henri Renault All-Stars. Now, if this was $2, I wouldn't have bought it, because this has all the hallmarks of like an Airshot, Vogue, which is a French label, Kaleidoscope Jazz. It appears to be a French CD. Yes, it is. With the obligatory blank back on the booklet. It does mention who and where. New York City, March 7th, 1954. J.J. Johnson on trombone, Al Cohn on tenor sax, Milt Jackson on vibes, Henri Renault on piano, Percy Heath on bass, Charlie Smith on drums. And then there's slight variations in the middle. But basically that's who it is. Renault gets a writing credit in here. Jerry's like, man, this is probably fine. I'm certainly going to play it once. It does have English liner notes. I mean, if I was a complete nut for either of these guys, I'd be ecstatic. Like when I found the Gary Burton record, but it turned out to be an Ahmad Jamal record, really, the other day. This I just took a flyer on. This is a quarter. It's on Rounder. That's a plus. At last, Rory Block, winner of the 1995 W.C. Handy Award for the Best Acoustic Blues Album of the Year, has given us her definitive country blues disc. Called a, quote, living landmark, the finest contemporary purveyor of the Mississippi Delta country blues tradition, of which Robert Johnson was the leading exponent. She's a white woman, so I don't know how she's going to translate to Robert Johnson. But I figured for a quarter, preaching blues, Hellhound on My Trail, Gone Woman blues, I Let My Daddy Do That. These are, and they're short, minute 49, 2:13. I'm going to give that one a shot. It looks like it might be good. We're not even half. Look at it. This is going to be a long video, I'm afraid. What else we got here? Okay. Again, 25 cents I'll buy. Slow Burn, an after-hours blues collection. Now, this is Music Club. I think it's British. 90s. What year is this? 97. Tutu Jones, Phil Guy with Buddy Guy. Larry Garner, I don't know. Carrie Bell, Jimmy Witherspoon. Jimmy Rogers, Buddy Guy again. Champion Jack Dupree, the Butler Twins. Charlie Sales. Kenny Parker with Daryl Nolsich, I don't know. Louisiana Red, Mojo Buford. Some minor names. Playing the blues guitar with guys like Buddy Guy, who will get my attention every time. For a quarter, I'll buy it. My Babe, 20 blues classics, Little Walter. That's all I had to see. I was like, yep, sold. Buy it. On Blues City, license printed in Holland. Look at all that information. It literally just washes over you like, I don't know, a wave of... But then a big whole page of what CD is all about. I'm glad we have that because, this digital thing, it has me mixed up. And there's, well, they do give you writing credits and times and the briefest of biographies, but as long as it's, I'm not even sure what this is. I haven't even looked. If it's not the chess stuff, then great, I'm in. And even if it is the chess stuff, fuck, I'll put it in the car. If that's because I'm back to CDs in the car, sadly. The stick is no longer an option for the Rosita. What do we got here? Al Cohn, Nonpareil. Now, Al Cohn's a great, I don't know how to describe him, bop, sort of, tenor sax player. Now, I bought this for $25, even though it's on Concord Jazz, so I know it's going to be kind of lame. Lou Levy, Monty Budwig, and Jake Hanna on drums. Al Cohn writes 2 of them. Kurt Weill, Ira Gershwin. Interesting. This is new. Rain Check by Billy Strayhorn. Yeah. 25 cents. If it was more, I wouldn't have bought it. Another one. Dirty Dozen Brass Band on Concord from Japan. Again, George Wine produced it. Studio in the Country, Bogaloos. I don't know where this fits in their chronology, but I suspect it's very early. And again, I'll give that a good listen to at least once. Well, now here, one of the things about this setup, collection, whatever, is a lot of the CD books are put in upside down backwards, which made it very confusing to look at stuff. This here appears to be sacred choral music from 17th century Portugal. And I really like this stuff. Early music, I love early music anyway. Portuguese early music is especially enchanting. And music of the sort of, I don't know what you would call it, the outsiders. The Sephardic Jews, for example, made some fantastic music. Venetian Vespers. So we got Paul McCreish, Gabriel, it's on archive, Monteverdi, Rigatti, Marini, and Fasolo. Isn't that nice? Fasolo. There's a whole lot of different people on this. Good grief. This is great. It's sort of a reissue of a reissue. 95 minutes. 25 fucking cents. Yeah. Again, a lot of these are, and I'm not even really, yeah, now again, there's so many Gimel, these Gimel CDs out there. I cannot keep track of which ones I've got and which ones I don't. So when they're a quarter, I just buy them. If I have it, great. If I don't, great. And same with almost anything on archive. It is odds on that I have this. In fact, how do you like that? I looked just randomly over there, and there it is. I've got it. Now, where did I just see it? That's so funny. This looks different, but let's see here. What the heck? Oh. Of course, I can't get anything out because they're wedged in there. Now, one of these is, okay. So, one of these is the BMG Music Club. Yes, direct marketing. So there, I've replaced it with a real honest to God Do-It-Your Gramophone one for what that matters, which is just about nothing. But in the collectors, this is the same CD. No, it's not. I'll be damned. There you go. Now, in the old days, it made a difference if it was Music Club or not, when vinyl was around, because they were almost always relatively inferior pressings, at least in Canada. So, I used to have a bit of a prejudice against these pressings, and it sort of persisted into the CD world Even though, as we all know, digital, it's all going to be perfect. Charnet Moffat again. I just don't trust records with these covers. Now, I'm giving this guy every chance in the world because it's only costing me $0.25. It's just time of my life I'll never get back. Again, this is something has gone weird here. Not exactly sure why this is in. Oh wait, let's see something here. No, that's right. Okay. What's the deal with this one? Charnet Moffat, Kenny Drew Jr. again. I have a feeling this is like the other one. There, Mondre Moffat. I didn't know there was another Moffat. Oh, Charles Moffat Sr. is on this. There you go. On the song right after the one where there's drum programming. We shall see. Modern Blue Note-itis might have affected these rather heavily. Where the hell did I see the other one? That many ago, is it? What do we got here now? Okay, well, there's another one. I'll put that there. What's this? Handel and Scarlatti. I am a total sucker for these. Recorded on a 1772 Kirkman harpsichord. So this will probably be one of those recordings. It's very up close with lots of mechanical noise because the thing's probably 1,000,000 years old. And I like these recordings. I'll admit it. This again, I didn't even nearly look at this, but Lili Boulanger, if I'm pronouncing that even remotely correctly, was a very famous, if I remember correctly, teacher. Let's see what the notes say. I don't think I have a single piece by Lili Boulanger, and yet, oh, what's this? There's a round thing. Ooh. If you would like to receive further, that's a fixed stamp here. Never seen one of those. That's pretty cool. Okay. This must be old. Oh, wait. Nadia is the Boulanger I am thinking of. Okay. And she didn't live that long. She only lived to be like 26, 27 years old. Okay, so this is Lili Boulanger. Okay. Shows you what I know. Ha! And I bought it without even thinking. It's on Shandos. I mean, I'll buy almost anything on Shandos for 25 cents. Unless it's something I just absolutely have no call for because of too much repertoire or whatever. But, again, Stradella. Now, Stradella, I've got some Stradella on the Reflex series. Mark Minkowski doing the direction, which is a great guy. He's great. Les Musiciens du Louvre. This is from the real great era of Erato. Everything they put out was pretty much great. Basically done kind of as an arm of French RCA. No, this is on Ouija. They ended up as Ouija. And so, Erato, it's kind of gone south. Okay, now. Al Di Meola, Elegant Gypsy. Now we're taking a very, very hard left turn here. Al really, at this point in time, was maybe just a tiny bit full of himself. And there's an amazing story in Bill Bruford's book about a session with him and Tony Levin and Al up in Nederland Ranch, I think it was, where Al was having a good time. The engineer was having a good time. Bill and Tony were there to play. And everybody else was kind of just a little bit too screwed up to play. And hijinks ensued. Oh, it's one of these. Oh, hatred. Oh, how old is this? This must be the first edition. And look at all those liner notes. Wow, there's just like no liner notes. Huh. They don't tell you who plays on what song. All right, Mungo Lewis is on it. Mingo Lewis. Anthony Jackson, lately departed. Maybe. I bought it just because. What do we got here? The JB horns I like it like that. Okay, now all I saw was JB Horns. Okay, fine, I'll buy this. 25 cents. It's on a label I've never heard of, out of Germany. So this has all the hallmarks of complete horse manure. But, JB Horns. Okay, produced by Richard Curtis Mazda for Bad Mama Jamma Productions. Right. 1994. Instinct Records, New York. Horn arrangements by Fred Wesley, Pee Wee Ellis, and Maceo Parker. Okay. Vocal arrangements by Richard Mazda. Okay. So I don't know what's going on here. Let me just see. Who is in... Okay. This, we'll see about this, boy. Also from Soul City Records. Go away! What's about the one I got in my hand? Okay, so we got Fred Wesley, Maceo Parker, Pee Wee Ellis, Richard Mazda, bass, drums, samples, and programs synth. Never a good sign. J. Ella Ruth on vocals, Laura Jane Mazda on spoken vocal. And then it says London overdubs. Okay. Ali Stanton and John Green. It says additional programming. Crispin Taylor, live kit drums. Really, no kidding. Graham Silbiger on bass. Jeff Scantlebury on percussion. And John Green on Rhodes. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. The London overdubs seem to all have additional programming on it, which is just the reddest of red flags. We shall see. This could be awful. Just awful. But, gosh. One can only, for a quarter, I don't care. It's only a quarter. For a quarter, I can laugh at it and go, well, I didn't pay $10 for it. Buxtehude! I just like saying that. I got me some Buxtehude on McGill. Fusion. Look at that. I used to deal with these guys. I still remember they had nobody at the office that spoke any English at one point, which was slightly frustrating. Alto cantatas and sonatas. Buxtehude is solid stuff. Don't see a lot of it. So, cool. Now this intrigued me. Tchaikovsky. Now I don't normally buy Tchaikovsky, but this is Chant du Monde. They have sort of this Russian, a Saison Russe recording for Chant du Monde. And there's a series of these, and they're all kind of cool and interesting. Russian Religious Singing Through the Ages, Volume 4. This is subtitled. And this has the Liturgy of St. John Chrysostom. It's got 4 choirs. It's got 4 choirs. 4 little choir kind of pieces. Very obscure Tchaikovsky. I don't have it. And I think this is a good place to get it. These guys did a good job on their Russian series. Again, Hard Left Turn, John Prine's first album. Sure, I'll buy that for a quarter. I've got the Rhino box, but this is a really good, solid record all by itself. And for a quarter, I'm going to friggin' own it. So there. Schutz. Never get me too much Schutz Sacred Concerts. So, somebody has rather unwisely put tape on this several decades ago, it appears. There's a lot of cleanup involved in it. Sometimes it's kind of gross. You're kind of like, oh man, what did you do that for? Sometimes there's felt pen marks. Okay, that's good. Whatever. Harmonia Mundi France. These are great CDs 99 times out of 100. In fact, I don't think I've ever had a bad one. And again, early music. Hard to find. This one I just didn't. This one has those horrible things they used to stick over the top to seal them, as it were. And then they don't peel off very well. And then 30 years down the road, they don't peel off at all. Now again, this is upside down and backwards. Why is that? I do not understand. This has happened a couple of times here. Now, I'm a sucker. I am that sucker. Why? This comes with a DVD. So you know I want to hear it. You know I want to hear it. Of course, it's in upside down. I don't get that. But I'm not even sure what the DVD is. I just went, oh, okay. But it's early music. It is Alessandro Strigo. And Robert Hollingworth. I've not heard of Robert Hollingworth. I Fagiolini. And it appears to be a Renaissance or early music ensemble. Strigio Vincenzo Galilei. So this is old Italian music. Thomas Tallis is in here. So DVD. Oh, 5.1 surround. Oh, goody. Documentary. The Making of Strigo. Now, I wonder if that's just audio. Anyway, this looks like a really good 25 cents. Yeah. I'm buying it. And I've not even heard of Strigo. And then suddenly Decca. In what year does this come out in? 2011, so this is almost kind of new. Okay, we're making some headway here. Look at this. More and more. Is this everywhere? CPE Bach, Hyperion, Mahan Esfahani on harpsichord. Now, Hyperion doesn't often do harpsichord. They usually do piano. So I'm interested to hear that. And CPE Bach is a very underrated composer, as is Mr. Girolamo Frescobaldi. Boy, that's a mouthful for me. Robert Woolley on the harpsichord, playing EMI, Reflex. I'll buy anything on Reflex. I bought this for $25 because it's sealed. I might already have this. In fact, is that it there? It is. I have it over there already. So I got a gift for somebody. Britain's War Requiem by Richard Hickox. Maybe the best? No, not the best. That's right. There's better ones. But it's good. Arvo Pärt is Te Deum. I'm almost certain I have this. But a lot of people really like this guy, and I love to give them CDs. So I'll do that. Amy Beach, great American composer of the female persuasion. Pretty much ignored until recent years. And probably a major composer in the scheme of things. 1867 to 1944. So there's a piano concerto and a Gaelic symphony. These are not going to overstress you intellectually, and they're generally very tuneful and very, very lovely pieces. Again, I can't not buy this stuff. Viola da Gamba on harpsichord. Yeah, I don't care anything. Give it to me. Done in Germany by German people. Yes. I wonder how many of these I've got duplicates of, repertoire-wise, because I'll buy anything. And there's a lot of them because they're cheap to make. Oh, things are getting weird, baby. Joe Satriani, it's what label? It's on... Is it on Relativity, distributed by... I don't remember who did Relativity. The Mystical Potato Head Groove Thing is one of the song titles. This might be unlistenable. But it might... Well, you never know. You might learn something. I might learn something. Who knows? I find him a hopeless note masher. I've bought his records before, and they have not lasted. H.I.F. Biber, Tafel Music from Toronto. Love these guys. I think I might already have this, but I don't give a damn. Yeah, I think I actually do have this. Again, that's $25. Betty Lavette. Where do I know this name? Betty Lavette. This CD has seen better days. It's on Anti, which means that it's in interesting company. Yeah, these things, these are horrible. Horrible things. They're very, yeah, I gotta come off. If you can get them to come off, it's great, but there. Oh, success. Well, not quite. This is the part of the thrift store thing that's less revelatory, is the cleaning up of the discs. Especially when this crap has been on since 2007, so 17 years it has adhered to this plastic, only now to be peremptorily removed, revealing a very clean jewel box underneath. Who is Betty Levette? Muscle Shoals, it says here. I seem to remember Betty Levette being 35 years later, it says. Okay, this is going to be one of those. Oh, yeah, okay, this is, Right. What was her big hit? Okay, well, I'll give this a shot. It's a Survivor record. David Barbie Patterson Hood and Betty Levette produced. Fame Studios, Alabama. Spooner Oldham was on it. Okay. David Hood's on it. Okay, I'll give that a shot. Oh, show. Well done. Okay, I can see the bottom of the bag. This is the last mountain. What else we got? We got Maceo Parker. Southern Exposure on Novus. Minor music. Interesting. So what's his name? Minor. A German fellow. Piece of masking tape with information on it that we can safely dispose of. So Novus RCA, back when the big labels actually tried. We have, who's on this? Let's see. Steve Backer's got to have something to do with this. Series director, there he is. Recorded at the New Orleans Recording Company. Now, as a rule, anything on Novus is worth buying. Oh boy. Okay, this might be really good. Leo Noccentelli, George Porter from the Meters are all over this. And those are the only familiar. Maceo, Fred Wesley, Pee Wee Ellis, Rodney Jones, Bill Stewart drums. Yeah, this is probably all right. I'm waiting. Oh, yeah. Well, there you go. 25 cents. Didn't even look twice at it. I went, Maceo Parker sold. Bach cantatas. I probably have this. I never can tell with these. They're cantatas are cantatas are cantatas. And if I have it, then it goes back into the pile. Loiselier. This guy's great. This Christophe Rousset. Overtures by, again, Rameau. I love Rameau. Rameau is kind of like Couperin, but I like maybe Couperin a little bit better, maybe, but that's maybe unfair to Rameau. Anyways, again, early music, wonderful stuff. Purcell, Full Anthems and Organ Music. I don't have this. It's on Naxos, but it's still pretty damn good. Most Naxos stuff is good. It's just, I don't love the graphics. Then we got another one of these ones where it's like, not sure why the book is in sideways, but it's in sideways. The Tallis Scholars doing Thomas Tallis. I'm not sure who runs Gamel, but I think it's the Tallis Scholars. They do a hell of a job. They must have sold a lot of CDs, because I see them everywhere. Put that there. We got some J.S. Bach doing famous organ works. Werner Jakob. I don't know how famous. Well, Toccata and Fugue. Okay, so that might be a little more than we need. Here's got another one of these damn things. Bach Inventions and Sonatas by Gustav Leonhardt. This is a 1974 recording in Amsterdam, so this is probably the old Sion recordings, I'm going to guess, which are really good recordings. And they've been released in a million different ways. I wonder if it's going to say. No, but I think there was a label called Sion that I think, oh God, and it went through RCA, and now it's part of this empire, the Sony BMG empire. Whatever it is, it's good stuff. Gus Lennart, always great. Handel Dixit Dominus, a piece I really like. And John Elliott Gardner, Monteverdi Choir, don't have it, I'll keep that. Another weird Tchaikovsky one, the Divine Liturgy of St. John, the same thing. Right, and then 7 choral works. So I got it. 2 for the price of 1. I might have this, the Tippett Concerto for Double String Orchestra. I mean, this is weird stuff. It's not weird, but you just don't find this stuff. And I'm just getting bushels of it for fucking free. Here we go. We got two CD set for the price of 1. Value. Globe, recorded in Utrecht. Produced by Klaus A. Postuma, who, if I remember correctly, also produces etc. So this might be... oh, who knows. Anyway, somebody doing the Goldberg variations on a harpsichord, Jacques Og. And again, for $25, I'll buy that every single time. Beethoven's Ninth Symphony by Hogfat and the Academy of Ancient Music. I might already have this. Doesn't matter, I'll give it to somebody. And then finally, just because you need that last left-hand turn, I got Johnny Cash's San Quentin, the whole damn thing, which I don't know if I've already got it, but again. Anyways, the best part about this monstrous pile of CDs I've just showed you is that here's the receipt for... So this cost me $14 plus tax. $15 for 56 compact discs of mostly terrific music. I already know it's terrific. I don't even have to listen to most of it. But I'm going to listen to as much of it as I can. The ironic thing is I just finished listening to my last huge pile of stuff. And I was thinking, okay, it's time for another massive inundation. So there you have it. This is one thrift store, $15, 56 units. It happens more often than you think now. And the last thing I didn't add these because I was saving them. Local resident now, Colin Tilney, one of my favorite harpsichordists. I forgot all about these 2 CDs. So we have Mozart on the forte piano, and we have Froberger on the harpsichord, Music and Arts. And this is on Do-Re-Mi, which are 2 really, really small labels. He recorded tons for Reflux, EMI. I bought them all. I love them. And he then, when he got old, he retired to Victoria, BC, Canada. And he plays the occasion. I don't know if he plays much now, but I saw him do a very great stripped-down Brandenburg with him at the helm of the harpsichord, looking like a Russian admiral. Terrific player. Love his stuff. There you go. And these are weird. They're hard to find. They're from later in his career, because I think he did all his major label stuff. Well, EMI and Moisselure, I think he did before he left Britain, and this is after. But there you have it. Thanks for watching. This is me being excited about music again. Isn't that great? And it's everything from John Prine to Al Di Meola to, Froberger to Beethoven to God knows what. Don't forget to like and everything. We'll notify you for more stuff. I got more stuff on the pipeline. This was just sort of a hiccup in my routine. So, but I figured I'd do it fresh. I'll review some of these later after I've heard some. The ones that are going to be revelations, I'll point out. I've got a few others from a few times ago that I'm going to do a review video on, but that'll be later. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care of each other.